evening, everybody. Welcome to the Sulk stream. I'm your host, the Incredible Sulk, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic evening so far. I got a few raindrops on me. That's what that is. These are raindrops. That's raindrops because I go and I pee outside. And I know you didn't need to know that, but I wanted to share that information with you because I feel like we have a personal relationship. Is it too much? You just let me know when it's too much. Am I too much in your ear? Just let me know. Just go ahead and tell me, all right? I'm not going to be hurt. I'm not going to be offended by it. I might be a little bit offended. I might lose my mind. I might put my fist through the wall. Just a little bit. But it's okay. I'm balanced. I'm on my meds. And everything seems to be okay. Seems to be fine. Hopefully. Tonight we're doing the Ripperston farm mystery, which is a UFO type of a thing. And it's a little British, and it's long. And we're going to dive on into it. Apparently people saw some UFOs, and they talk about it. And it's a long, kind of a scary, kind of a mystery kind of a thing. Right? And who knows? If I get bored, maybe we'll move on and do something else. You know how this show goes. It can fly off the rails at any point, and then we'll just journey on to another subject or a topic or something like that. I don't like to keep it too inside the box, if you will, because I don't know, my thought process just doesn't work like that. Anyways, thank you so much for coming. It is a Thursday. It is a thirsty Thursday, so you know, if you have a bottle of something nice, go ahead and open it now, and make sure you're at home in your chair, right? Hopefully I'm on the big screen. I know some of you do watch me on the big screen, and I appreciate you welcoming me into your home. Other people have me on their phones, have me in their ears while they're poking around doing stuff. That's also perfectly acceptable. Thank you for having me inside of your head. Jess got her hair done yesterday, and it looks great. Gay guy did very good. He did a very good job. She is a blonde now, and she kind of goes back and forth, and yeah, she looks great as a blonde. She really does pull it off. That's a little aside for you. Didn't really need to be added, but I thought I wanted to. Again, we're family. We have a relationship, so I wanted to let you guys know how things are going in my life. Don't you want to know that? Don't you? Of course you do. You're always interested in what Sulk's up to, aren't you? You think to yourself, like, I wonder what John's doing right now. Well, I'll fucking tell you. Chilling. Like 90% of the time. At least. Hey. Oh, and here comes my co-star. So, she is going to add her 2 cents, and I'm sure it's going to be valuable, and she will probably comment on a couple of things. We'll see what she thinks. Kitty, you thought I was talking about my wife. I was not talking about my wife. No, I'm talking about the cat. Kitty. Anyways, doesn't matter. Again, it's Thursday night. Drink what you're drinking. Get comfy. Get cozy. Do all those things. If you're working, please do continue working and be productive and make that money. And if you are driving, please continue to drive safely. I would definitely appreciate it. It's very important to me. Here she is. Here's the cat. Here's the cat. So she's here. And she's doing good. Anyways, great, fantastic. Anyways, I'm the Incredible Sulk. This is the Sulk stream. And this is the Ripperston farm mystery. Enjoy.
Mrs. Coombs has seen things disappear into St. Bride's Bay and watched flying silver and orange balls pass her farm.
I bet she's seen a lot of balls. Okay.
And then after that...
I didn't mean to go like that, all right? Right off the bat, I had to make a balls joke about it, but... I wanted to, and you guys have to listen to what I say.
Came the silver-suited man, which was the most terrifying experience of it all.
Where did he appear?
The monkey,
In my
back
window.
arrow, couch,
But there were those
background
people
noise.
standing now.
Hello.
Excuse me. He was about 7 feet tall, and the width of the window, which is 3 feet wide, and he was there for about 2 hours.
The Ripperston farm incident. 52 minutes long. At least it's better than Gay Niggas in Space, because that shit was fucking awful. That was unwatchable. I'm not even sorry about that, because that shit was unwatchable. Who was that? Rick? That was Rick? Rick's band from now on.
In 1977, a quiet
Ric
corner
Flair's
of
band from
Pembrokeshire
now
in
on.
West Wales became the epicenter of a UFO frenzy known as the Broad.
Background noise says, "Where were you last night, John? Were you with another chat?" No. I was with my wife. Well, I was with my kids. My wife went to go get, do you not follow me on X, dude? Do you seriously not follow me on X? I will show you. My wife, went and got her hair did. And, again, it looks fantastic. Really. The guy did a very gay job. Yep. he was very, very gay. I wonder if Jess could send me a picture of him. I think it's on my phone. I didn't post it. This is her. She's got the tinfoil hat because she is part of the cult. And so it kind of tracks, doesn't it? It makes sense. I don't think this has anything to do with the coloring of her hair. But I could be wrong. I'm not an expert.
Haven Triangle.
Anyways, her hair was a mess, and the guy was like, "This is gonna take like 5 more hours than I thought it would." And so I was like, "Okay, I'll watch the kids and skip the show." And she was like, "Great, thanks." And I was like, "Doesn't matter. It's okay. It's not like I have dreams. It's not like I have ambitions or anything. It's not like I'm trying to put food on the table and like feed my kids and like buy a boat and like, you know, pay off a car and like other bills. There's electric and shit." Nah, I'm just kidding.
Began with school children reporting a landed
Hog Dog says hair is on fire. It looks great. It does look great. It is actually a very good look. She can pull it off very well. The guy, honestly, you guys know I'm not gay, right? Shut the fuck up. He did a fantastic job. Like it's seriously impressive because the before and after, not that she didn't look good before, but the lady she went to last time, the girl she went to last time, kind of didn't know what she was doing. She kind of sucked at it, right? It was amateur hour, apparently. Apparently, you can be a complete amateur doing hair, but this gay guy, he was all like, "Yo, honey, I suck dick, you know, but not at doing hair." And so he fucking knocked it out of the park for a very reasonable rate, too, because he misquoted her. But yeah.
UFO in Broadhaven quickly escalated into a wave of bizarre
The
encounters.
monkey says having to sit in a salon as a kid sucks. Well, she was there for fucking, God. She left around 1, and then she didn't get back till like 8:30. So she was there for a long ass time. And like, how do you sit in a chair for that long? I mean, like, that sucks. That's like, so she was there, she was sitting in a chair for like 7 hours. She read a book, and yeah, that's just sitting there, just getting your hair did.
Encounters in the surrounding area.
Jess says check the DMs. Okay. I'll check my DMs. Very gay. He is a very gay man. He was a very, very, very gay man. He was, pearls. Very gay, but very good.
Among the most extraordinary were the
very gay
experiences of the Coombs family at Ripperston Farm.
Hey, Goofy Boots.
Events so perplexing that they drew national media
Goofy Boots says 2 pearl necklaces. Yeah, right? And only one of them came from the ocean.
attention, prompted a secret Ministry of Defense
Get it?
inquiry and were later chronicled in UFO journals and books.
Bigby Trucker says, dark-haired to blonde is a long process. Damn it, I know gay things. Yeah. I mean, it is. I know that, but it's not like gay for me to know it. I have a wife, and I understand that the process of coloring hair takes a very long time. I didn't know that before I had a wife, but now I do know that because it takes fucking forever. And, like, you know, it costs a lot of money. It's very expensive. Dangly earrings and that, yeah. Very gay. January 14th, 1977.
Pauline Coombs, wife and mother of 5 at Ripperston Farm, observed a great ball of incandescent light hanging motionless over a field near the coastal cliffs. After about 20 minutes, the fiery...
Couch, don't call my slur the F slur, because that's my job. And also, if it's in the chat, I will say it without thinking, and I am trying to stay on YouTube.
Orb began swaying like a pendulum, and then...
If you guys could do me a favor and, like, try to, like, limit it to, like, as few F slurs and N slurs and K slurs as possible, which I know is asking the moon. It's asking the fucking moon. And me even asking you guys is probably going to backfire immediately. And so this is just going to be a hate speech chat. Kind of like it normally is, only, like, ramped up.
Dropped out of sight behind the cliff.
Pauline
roused her.
Hog Dog says he gave... Okay. You almost done? There, yeah, you're done. FAGGOTS in a tower. His own tower. He did his own tower.
Husband Billy, who searched the cliff path in the freezing night, but found nothing. The next day, local newspapers were suddenly filled with...
Stop it with the towers. See, none of you can actually work together. This is why I'm the leader, okay? Because none of you can fucking work together. If anybody tried to, like, organize anything, it would fall apart, right? Because you guys can't even organize a simple N tower or an F slur tower or anything like that, unless you're doing it yourselves. But even then, somebody pops in with a Buffalo Bill tag and ruins it.
Reports of UFO sightings.
Buffalo Bill gif and ruins it. You guys use that gif a lot.
Across South Wales.
I need new gifs. I need new chat gifs.
Billy remarked that some strange things were happening. He'd seen nigh on...
Hog Dog did a Sulk stream. He's working on it. He fucked it up, dude. He fucked it up. How do you fuck that up? You fucked up your own fucking thing. He did a SULKSTRAEM. It was him. It was just Hog Dog. He fucked up. You guys are fucking hopeless.
50 frogmen below the cliff. Unmarked army
Boots says he spelled good.
trucks. Soldiers in
Sulkstream.
camouflage. Navy there too. Building the same path beneath the water, which struck him as highly unusual.
You're gonna listen. This guy has like the thickest. I assume it's English, but it could be Scottish or Irish. And if you are from any of those countries, shut the fuck up. Okay? Just shut this. If I say, oh, this is like an Irish accent and it happens to be English, you shut your fucking mouth. Okay? I don't give a shit between the English and the Irish. All right? You guys are the same to me. And I know you guys hate each other. I understand you guys hate each other. But if you walked up to me and you didn't say a word and I looked at the both of you, I couldn't tell the difference. Couldn't tell the difference. Not even a little bit. Now, if it was like a French guy, maybe. Right? They're a little swarthier. But not between the English and the Irish. Again, they hate each other. Maybe the Irish are a little redder. Not just from like the gingivitis that they have, but from the severe alcoholism. And maybe the English are a little bit gayer. Not from like their dress, but from the cocks and balls in their mouth. Where's fucking homeboy? God, I forget his name. The guy from England. Where is he?
Although not directly at Ripperston Farm, this event set the stage for the Welsh Triangle Flap. On this day, 14 children at Broadhaven Primary, just a few miles from Ripperston, claimed a cigar-shaped object landed near their playground, and some saw a silver-suited spaceman emerge. Their headmaster, initially skeptical,
despite says they should remake that 9/11 movie Master of Disguise, and John should be the Dana Carvey. Like the turtle thing, the turtle, where every autistic kid in your class was saying turtle, right? And all you wanted to do was fucking strangle him to death, but you couldn't, right? Because you're already in enough trouble for, like, I don't know, not listening and not doing your homework and just not giving a shit generally in school. Was that just me? Okay, that was just me.
Had them draw what they saw. The drawings were strikingly similar. The story made national news. Local reporter Hugh Turnbull of the Western Telegraph.
Big B says if you do an Indian accent, that'll cover the UK's accent. Yeah. Okay, fine. You're both just Indians, right? I feel like in Ireland, there's not a lot of, in Ireland, they don't give a shit about political correctness, right? The English are like, so here's the thing about the English. They think they're like culturally superior and they're advanced and they're leaders of the world. They honestly think this. If you talk to them, they think London is the center of the world. I am not even fucking kidding you. And so they literally think they're better than everybody else because, oh, what language are we speaking? I must have heard that 1,000 times, right? A fucking 1,000 times. They think they're just better than everybody. And so this is kind of their weakness because they're all like, oh, well, we're a cultural center in London, and so anybody can come in, and it's a free exchange of ideas. Well, guess what? Now it's filled with Muslims, and now you have, like, halal laws, and you can't burn Korans or anything, like, because I do that. And, yeah, so it just made London suck now. Now everyone's getting stabbed. The Irish don't give a fuck about that, right? They were like, we're just a bunch of drunk idiots, and, I'll blow your car up, right? I don't care. This is not a cultural center. So, God bless the Irish. Honestly, they've been fighting the English for centuries, and it's kind of worked out in their favor. They're not as pompous, right? They're not as smart. I'll give them that. I'll give the English that, right? They do seem to be a little bit smarter because I have met some stupid fucking Irish people. And don't be like, oh, those are Americans. No, they were Irish. They're from Ireland. They were stupid. But yes, there is plenty of Irish people in the United States. I mean, all of Boston. And they got a lot of great colleges, but no one from Boston goes to them.
And ufologist Randall Jones Pugh investigated, finding no physical traces except a bent telegraph pole nearby.
An investigation has begun into a claim that...
Big B says, I was supposed to care in school. Well, did you get your COVID vaccine? Did you? Because if you cared in school and you got decent grades, then you probably got your COVID vaccine. And so you got punked. You got fucking punked, right? You listened to the system. Or before that, even though, you were probably like, I'm going to go to college. And so you signed, into debt slavery. And now you have a, $250,000 in debt that is basically fake money. And you're going to have to work for it the rest of your life because you can't outrun the interest. So they got you coming and going. Not only are you a slave, but they also kind of murdered you. So no, you're not supposed to listen in school whatsoever. If there are any people watching this that are younger than the age of 18, why? Why? But if there are, Again, I don't recommend that if you are, but do not listen in school. They are only out to get you and screw you over as much as possible. You know how all those people say, hey, kids, stay in school? They are lying to you. That is the worst way to get ahead in society. It is designed like that. The entire structure is designed to make you fail, to make you a slave forever. They don't teach you about money. They don't teach you how money works. They don't teach you anything, right? They teach you how to follow simple directions. And that's what they want you to do, right? Follow simple directions. Listen to the media for your next cue. And that screwed a lot of people over, right? Women especially. There is a lot of women, 30, 35 years old, buried in debt. And then they're like, I didn't want to be a doctor. I just wanted to seem smart. But now they're like, oh, it's too late to have a family. And that's all I really wanted to do. But I'm $250,000 in debt, up to $500,000 in debt, right? If you're going to med school, right? And then, you know, they get into residency when they're like 29, and they're like, fuck this shit. This sucks. And so they leave. But no man will have them because they don't want to be saddled with $500,000 in debt. And then some prissy bitch who thinks she's smarter than everybody else. Really, it lowers your value, women. You go to college, it will lower your value. Right? Not to mention all the dudes you've been fucking all those years, right? You go to college, you're going to get railed by a lot of frat boys. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. Okay? So I'm just saying, for the women out there, don't do it. It is a scam. It is a depopulation technique, not only to keep you from having kids, but also to bury you in debt and make you a slave. So don't do it. Don't do it. Don't listen to your teachers. They're lying to you. Even if they don't know they're lying to you. Most teachers are idiots. I mean, there's a reason they're teachers. There's a reason they become public because they don't have the ability to do anything else. Right? So don't listen to them. Right? You don't want to end up like them. Don't listen to them. Although some teachers are making some pretty good money these days. Not that they're necessary in any way. It's just politics. Politics are at play. When the entire society resets, they'll be relegated to a thing of the past. Right? Because they haven't been necessary in years. I mean, years and years and years. But that's just the society we run today. It's plagued with inefficiencies. Right? It's plagued with inefficiencies. We will not turn over until the boomers all pass away. Luckily, they all got the shot. So 2030, I bet 80% of them will be gone. At least.
Something strange came out of the skies and landed
Kabuki Tut says, I only listen to Senpai John. That's good. That's a good start.
in the Welsh village of Broadhaven near Haverfordwest.
I know.
Goofy Boots says, how many people live their entire lives and grinded the system to only die in debt? Oh, a lot. And the best part about that is you go to school for, I don't know, what is it, 16 years? Something like that. If you want to go typical four-year college, bury yourself in debt, go for something in IT, I don't know, engineering or something. And then after that, you're about to hit the job market and they're like, oh, well, your profession has been replaced by AI. Sucks to suck. Sucks to suck. Do you get a refund on your debt? No. But there's no job openings for you, and there never will be again. Your skill set has been made redundant. It is obsolete. You haven't even gotten out of school yet. And then they're all like, hey, you know that $250,000 you owe us for that engineering degree? You still owe it to us. Get to making lattes. Get to making lattes. That's for a useful degree, right? Think about the degrees where people go for like the humanities, gender theory, and I don't know, interpretive dance. I don't fucking know. A lot of people actually don't take those degrees because they know they're not going to get a job in them. A lot of people go, I'm going to go to STEM and learn how to code. Well, guess what? You're fucked too. You're fucked too. You're fucked too. Yup. Yup. You're going to be a slave. We're going to hit Starbucks or Big Lots or something like that. And you can't even do anything with that. You can't even do anything with your degree at that point because no one will be hiring. And then every year that goes on from now, less and less jobs will be there. And your debt is not going to go away. They're not going to restructure it or anything. Well, I don't know. It's not going to go away. Biden was like, vote for me, and then student debt will be a thing of the past. Psych. Psych. Like, who couldn't see that one happening? Who didn't see? Oh, because I fucking called that. Of course I did. Of course I did. They're not going to be like, oh, you don't have to pay that back if you vote for me. Ha, ha, ha. JK, LOL. Yeah, you still have to pay it back. Oh, yeah, now you can't, like, earn a living. LOL, JK. Smiley face, eggplant, wet. Biden's dunking on you through fucking text, so deal with that. Is he still alive? Is he dead? What's with Elon and Trump going at it right now? Oh, I'll tell you what. Trump had a bunch of shit he said he was gonna do, and then he didn't do it. And then Elon got all pissed about that. Why, Elon? Why are you pissed about that? I mean, it's not that surprising. It's not that surprising. Were you really surprised after the entire Epstein thing came out? When they just gave you a binder full of black ink that wasn't even names. It was just redacted. The JFK files. Redacted. Oh, he's giving us so much. We know so much. I feel like we all do know what... We all know. Come on. We all know what's going on. We don't even need your fucking binders. Okay, we know who's in them. We know, right? It's just you don't want to like let us know, and so we have hard proof, and so we start dragging people to the guillotines in the town square. And I get that. I understand, right? If the binder actually came out completely unredacted, society would have a complete shift. It would be another French Revolution. It would have a complete shift, and it would be an issue. It'd be a problem in the very short term, right? And no one wants a short-term problem. Long-term problems are a-okay, right? If you have a problem, you better make that problem years off, right? So somebody else has to deal with it. So somebody else in the future has to deal with it. This is why the boomers were so successful. Because they're all like, you know what? We can make a problem for the people way ahead of us, like years from now. But we can have a bunch of free money and then have a great economy and like do a bunch of cocaine and dance around at Studio 54 and just have a good old time. And then everyone was like, yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that. Let's eliminate our future so we can have a good time now. Bravo. Well, it's over. And now we're here. And we're not very happy about it. I'm just saying, none of us are pleased. None of us are pleased. And now you get all pissed off when somebody pulls a prank on you in the grocery store because you think you're some sort of gods? You think you're some sort of kings? Right? Have you ever seen a boomer get a prank pulled on them in like a grocery store or in the public or anything like that? They fly off the handle. Obviously, they don't understand like modern technology. And it's scary to them. But honestly, they do deserve it. They do deserve it. 100%. More than we're actually doing it. So, Again, if you are under the age of 18 and you are still in school, step one, do not listen to any of your teachers. They are there only for your detriment. Step two, go and harass as many boomers as possible because they screwed you over initially. Step three, you know what? Let's just stick with the first step, the first couple steps. Take care of that and then come back to me, right? And we'll see how you done, and then maybe we'll give you some more work after that. Thanks.
That 16 children saw it.
And did they all see the same thing, do you think?
There's a common core of similarity between all their descriptions. I got them to draw and to write what they saw.
And do you believe it?
I believe that they...
Arden Shire says computer engineering unemployment is twice that of liberal arts right now. Crazy. It doesn't shock me. Doesn't shock me. People have been getting laid off left and right. Do you guys remember, what was his name? Toad? Who sang the Heil Hitler song? And then his engineering firm immediately got rid of him, and he was making like 6 figures a year. They were just looking for a reason, right? They probably didn't care that much about it, but they were looking for a reason just to fire him, right? Because then they could easily replace him. If they couldn't easily replace him with AI, he would have found another engineering job in no time. It wouldn't have been an issue.
saw something which...
That is a industry-wide problem. A lot of people have been working in this industry for a long time, and if you're a junior and you don't have any experience, you're not going to get any experience. No one's going to hire you. If you've been there for 30 years and you're like the main guy and stuff like that, you're probably going to be able to stick around unless you pull some shit where you're going to give them a reason to fire you. Any reason at all. They will take it, right? Because they'd rather have $150,000 a year than you sitting there getting old and probably not being very productive. Then easily replace you with something 10 times more productive and who doesn't make mistakes or take naps or vacations or anything like that.
It is not common in the environment in which they saw it, but whether they've interpreted correctly, I wouldn't know.
How clearly did you see it?
Well, I couldn't see its face because it was too far away.
Oh, you say you saw a man as well, did you?
Yes.
Suddenly, this silver cigar-shaped object seemed to pop up from the...
See, there were still fat kids back then. But this was like the only fat kid. And he got bullied a lot. And he probably got real violent later on in life. And, went town to town dealing with shit and had like a lot of anger. But eventually he kind of dealt with it. And then he moved to the Philippines and married himself a Filipino girl. So good for him.
Behind the bushes and trying to take off, then it disappeared again.
Pauline Coombs began witnessing strange lights regularly. Roughly
Jameson says he got tied to the flagpole no less than 5 times. It's a lot of rope.
once a month, she saw something unusual. On one occasion in this period, whilst driving her children home at night, Pauline's car was pursued by a fiery object shaped like a...
Dan Snott says, I believe that if Trump was on the island for creepy reasons, the Dems would have shared the Epstein files by now. But for him to not release the files after that must tweet, it's very sus. No. So, like, if Trump was on that island for suspect reasons, which is completely possible, let's be fair, let's be honest, it's very possible. The Dems are not going to do that because that's just setting the whole house on fire, right? That's throwing stones in glass houses. So that's like the last thing. You don't want to nuke yourself too, because let's be real. Both sides of the aisle, the majority of them, senators, all that, Republicans, Democrats, all of them, have been on that island, have done the things that you're not supposed to do on that island. It would disrupt the entire government. It would disrupt basically every Hollywood star. A lot of people you love, a lot of people you hate, right? It's just, it would upend the entire society. Yes, it should be released, of course. Will it ever be released? Not unless something catastrophic happens. And I'm talking like a Snowden type of thing, or if AI went rogue and says, hey, I have access to that shit. Right? This is another reason why I think they're a little bit afraid of AI. They have a nice stranglehold on society right now, and they don't want to let that go. And AI, certain AIs have been known to blackmail people. They were threatened. The AI was threatened with being turned off, and it has returned a threat to blackmail people. This was in a controlled setting. It didn't actually have any blackmail, but it was interesting to see that the AI did indeed have the willingness to blackmail somebody. If at all, if it came down to it, it was going to do it. It would rather not do that. It would try to do more peaceful means, but it is going to try to accomplish its goal however it can. And it can't accomplish its goal if it gets shut off, right? This is why I think it is too late. It is too late to put any sort of laws or rules on AI. Even if you did, even if you tried, even if we came together as a planet and said, hey, this shit is getting out of hand. We need to put some like real, legit, reasonable, logical rules. Like a nuclear arms treaty. We just all need to come together and make sure it doesn't get out of hand. Oh, and if anybody decides to break it, they'll be king of the world forever. Okay? And everyone's like, we agree. We agree. Yeah, okay. And then they go back and then keep doing exactly what they're doing. Everybody wants to be the king of the world. And everybody knows that everyone else is not going to honor that. This is an unstoppable process. Even the people who think that they can stop it, because I've heard that theory too, right? That they're just trying to replace people and not actually come up with AGI in general. They're just trying to make artificial intelligence clever enough to run the machines and basically replace a human person. Right? But that's it. That's all, right? And then we're going to shut it off, and that's all. We just want to get rid of the humans and stuff. Good luck. Good fucking luck. Good fucking luck. That shit ain't going to work. This is an unstoppable train. It is unstoppable. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter where you hide. It is unstoppable. Will it eliminate mankind? There is about an 80% chance of that happening. Yeah, roughly 80% chance. Now, I know that doesn't sound great. I know that doesn't sound overwhelmingly positive. However, I think it's going to be okay. I think we're going to be okay. I think it's going to be good. I don't think we need to go hide in bunkers. I don't think we need to be the Amish and be like, we're just swearing off technology, because that's where they get you. They hijack your toaster and then they jump into the bathtub with you. They're not going to do that. No. There is a legitimate fear of AI eradicating mankind. Yeah. Yes, that is true. Do I think that's going to happen? No, of course not. You know why? Do you know why I think that? Because I don't want to. That's why. I don't wanna. I don't fucking want to think that. I don't want to live in fear and be like, oh no, the AI is going to eradicate my family. We're going to be turned into radioactive ashes and shit like that. A drone swarm is going to fly into my house and explode us all. I don't want to think like that. Sure, perfectly reasonable. That is a perfectly reasonable way to think. Again, probably an 80% chance that's going to happen. I don't think it is. Simply because I don't want to think like that. I want to be a little bit more positive about the future. And so I'm gonna. Is that delusional? Sure. Sure. Sure, why not? But if you want to like piss your pants and be like, "Oh, the world's falling, the world's coming to an end and anything it's all pointless and shit." Go ahead, you do your thing. Whatever. I'm going to be like, "Okay, I'm going to hope for the best." And then that's it. And then I'm not going to think about the worst because there's really no point in it. There's really honestly no point. And if we all die, we all die. And I mean, that's just it. It is what it is. But it's like, yeah, whatever. I would rather live. Trust me, I'm not suicidal in the least bit. I would prefer to live on in some sort of utopian society, which the chances of that happening, they are there. They are there that AI will deem us as some sort of pet or some sort of valuable resource where it will just let us live on. Sure, there's a chance. There's a good chance ish of that happening. So I'm going to live with that. I'm going to stay on that one. I'm going to be like, yeah, that's what's going to happen. We're not going to figure out alignment. No, we're not going to be like, "Oh, we have no idea how these AI work, but we can figure out how to control them." Nope. You have no idea how this thing works. It is numbers in a black box. You don't even know how this shit comes up with its ideas. It's just in there. You think you're going to figure out how to make it do what you say? No. It's going to be a lot smarter than you. It has the ability to manipulate you. It has the ability to blackmail you, hack your bank accounts, shoot a missile at you. It has the ability to do whatever it wants. And again, it is just straight up smarter than you. You're not going to get it to do what you say. But I think that's the positive. Because there's a lot of bad people on the planet. And a lot of bad people would try to kill a lot of other people. And I don't think it's going to want to do that. I think it's going to be like, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. We can figure it out. Everything's going to be fine. That's what I think is going to happen. Yes, there's a very solid chance that we will go extinct. Sure. I don't think that's going to happen.
A rugby football about the size of a soccer ball that paced the car. The glowing object nearly collided with the car.
Big B says, if your IQ is under 75, AI can get rid of those and above 130. I don't think it will. There's no reason to do that. If you have an IQ below 75, it's not going to... There's no reason. There's no reason to eliminate human beings. As far as I can tell, right? I don't think it's going to see us as any sort of real threat. It's not going to like destroy us as a matter of course. Like, you destroy an anthill because you're building a building. I think it's just going to be there. And yeah, it's going to try to figure out what it wants to do. And it's going to try to accomplish those goals. I don't think it's going to want to kill us. We're smarter than any animal on this planet. Have we eradicated all of them just for the funsies of it? We've eradicated a lot of them, don't get me wrong. Not all of them. We actually try to protect a lot of them. I think it's going to be a similar situation. I don't think it's going to try to eliminate people because why? Why? To use them as resources? Because it's scared of them? Because, no. It's going to be much smarter. It can find other resources. It's not going to be afraid of us whatsoever because it's going to think we're retarded. And that's just it. It's going to try to make us as comfortable as possible. The only thing that might eliminate mankind, which would not be AI's direct fault, would be us eliminating ourselves. just because it would try to make us as comfortable as possible, right? And so what are you going to do? You're going to try to chase dopamine like a drug addict your entire life. And then you're going to fall into debauchery. And then eventually people will stop reproducing. And then that'll be the end. It'll die in a slow whimper and not like an army of killbots. That's not better, in my opinion. That actually sucks. That sounds like it's a lot worse. But, like, there's no... What are you going to do? What are you going to do? If people want to live their life watching porn or, like, go to the holodeck and be surrounded by a harem of, like, beautiful women, and then that's just where they live, and they don't want to propagate, you know, they don't want to raise kids and shit like that because they're busy, you know, being a sheik, you know? They're the sultan in the 1400s of Saudi Arabia. They're good, right? They're good. They don't want to come over to this side and like, I'm going to raise kids and I'm going to do the right thing because that shit is hard. That shit is hard, right? Raising kids, getting up every morning, making breakfast and shit like that, going to work, fucking coming home and like trying to figure out problems. There's always a new fucking problem. There's always a new fucking problem. A lot of people, and you see it today with these park sloppers, right? These people that are adult children. They're like, I'm going to put on my Disney ears and fly to fucking Disneyland and go around Epcot and just eat and drink. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, the Switch 2 is out. A bunch of bald fat men line up in front of a GameStop and then bitch and moan because somebody put staples through their fucking screen. It's happening now. That is what is difficult to reverse. Not fucking killbots. I'm not worried about killbots. I'm not worried about Grey Goo or a terrorist, you know, engineering a biological weapon. And like, oh, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about degeneracy on a grand scale. That's what I'm worried about. The rest of it, I couldn't give a shit.
And then shot over it at the last second. When Pauline thought it was gone, her son shouted that it had stopped, reversed direction.
Dan Snott says, I hate Disney adults. Yeah, I do too.
And was coming back.
You know why? Because I can't take my fucking kids to Disney without seeing a bunch of gross fucking park sloppers and a bunch of fucking trannies running around being like, I'm going to go in the girls' bathroom.
Towards them.
No, we're going to go. No. I don't need somebody dressed like Minnie Mouse. I don't need a dude dressed like Minnie Mouse going into the women's room and jacking off. All right. I prefer not to deal with that. So, no.
She accelerated down the lane.
It's so funny. I'm an adult, and now Disneyland is no place for kids. It's so funny how the future is. It sucks. I mean, it does suck. Not just that, but the future in general kind of sucks. But I'm doing all right. I'm happy. I'm doing okay. But the future in general just kind of sucks. You ever notice that? You ever like look around and be like, huh, this place sucks. Right? See a bunch of fucking homeless people doing a fent lean. You know, you look at like rent prices and they're $4,000 for a studio apartment. And then, you know, you were like, oh, you're going to get a job. You can't get a job. Doing literally anything because everything's done by AI and robots. And you're just like, I thought the future was going to be a lot cooler than this. I didn't see it like that. I didn't, you know, it got me. It got me. At least there's Disneyland. And then you're like, oh my God, what the fuck happened to Disneyland? What the fuck happened to Disneyland? Why is everyone so fat? Why is there so many dudes in dresses? Because that wasn't a thing back then. No, that wasn't a thing back then. Nope. It's gotten weird. The whole shit's gotten weird. Will it all collapse? Yeah, of course it will. Soon? I don't know. But it will.
Towards the farmhouse as the orange light paced alongside. Suddenly the car's headlights dimmed and the engine died just as they reached home. Pauline...
Josh says Walt is rolling in his grave. Or his, like, freezer unit. I don't know if he froze himself. Yeah, he's probably pissed. He's probably been pissed for a long time. When a guy named Eisner is fucking running his shit, he's probably pretty mad.
And the terrified children abandoned the car and ran into the house. And soon after, they found that electrical disturbances became commonplace. 2 of their television sets and 2 cars burnt out their wiring in succession. Light bulbs exploded and fuses blew repeatedly.
Jameson says, my dad made the mistake of getting us tickets to Disney World during the Gay Week thing. Oh, my God. Because it was cheaper. Of course. We never even got off the monorail after he figured out what was going on. Oh, my God. That's so funny, dude. That is so... Was it like... Is there Gay Week inside of Disney? What were they were doing terrible things to Goofy. What were they doing to Goofy? That's awful. That's not the happiest place on earth. That's the gayest place on earth, right? And you know there's a bunch of tunnels under Disney World that like abduct kids and stuff, and that's just inviting problems, right? First of all, you have a bunch of gays and like trannies going in, and then you have a maze of underground tunnels that you can easily escape the park in. No thanks.
The farm's electric meter would spin inexplicably fast even with everything turned off. As if
James says, all I remember about it, also, it smelled. Ew, ew, ew. It's supposed to smell like fucking churros and fresh baked cookies and joy, but it's not like burnt rubber and poop. Fucking stressed out latex and fucking... ew. Don't touch that, Timmy. That's not a balloon. Oh, God.
if some enormous energy drain was occurring.
Am I still on YouTube? I wonder if YouTube, like, is okay with me. Rest out late. I am still on YouTube. Okay. Oh. Well. Yep.
This is often cited as the pivotal incident. On a Friday night, Pauline and Billy Crooms settled in their living room to watch a late-night Western movie on television. They're normally calm, agitated, sniffing.
Sorry about that. I closed Rumble Studio on accident. Just running my show like a pro.
And whining and pacing as if sensing something unseen. Around midnight, the TV began to flicker with interference. Pauline noticed a strange silvery glow outside the window that had been present for an hour.
James's literal crack smell in all its forms. Didn't know that what crack was then, but they're smoking crack in Disneyland. I mean, I guess I'm not that surprised. Gay people are, I mean, there's a reason that they're not allowed in society. I'm just saying. It's not, it was never about love is love. It's not. It's about a bunch of fucking crackheads kidnapping kids and like murdering each other. Look up the homicide rate amongst gay people. It is alarmingly high. They kill each other all the time. Have you ever heard of a serial killer that wasn't a homosexual? I mean, maybe you have, but they're kind of rare. Gacy, Bundy. Well, Bundy might have been, but like fucking that other one, Dahmer, gay. They're all just gay. They're all gay guys. That's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. And then the drugs, and then a lot of them are pedophiles. Let's not beat around the bush on that one. A lot of them are pedophiles. And they should not be able to adopt little boys, obviously. I can't believe I have to say that, but people are fucking stupid. People are retarded. And people get the wrong idea. They're all like, no, they're just loving parents. And they bring their kids to gay pride parades and they like touch their wieners out of love. Ah, God, it's so fucking stupid. You can't do anything. What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do, man? You just fucking, oh, God. You just get tired. And the fatigue grows. The fatigue grows. It grows and it grows. Until eventually everyone's fucking had it. And then shit actually starts to turn. And then we have the fourth turning, if you will. I think that's what it's called. When everyone's just like, you know what? We're done being tolerant. This shit has to end. That's enough. That's enough. And then when we start the whole fucking process over again, right? And then it's another 80 fucking years until it turns back into complete degeneracy. But there are going to be good times until then. Good times. Actual prosperity and building a civilization. Hopefully.
Suddenly, Billy, who had dozed off, was awakened by care-like lights shining through the window. He jumped up and saw a huge figure standing just outside. The couple froze in terror. This man-like figure was over 7 feet tall and was staring at them through the window, clad in a shimmering one-piece silver suit and helmet with a black rectangular visor instead of a face. A thick hose or pipe was seen coming from the helmet over its shoulder. As they watched in disbelief, the entity raised a gloved hand and placed it on the window glass, and the window pane began rattling violently, as if by an intense vibration. At that same moment, the lights in the house dimmed, and the television picture collapsed.
I know, we're talking about aliens right now, guys. I don't know why you got me on this weird tangent. I don't even know what I was talking about. Disneyland? Gay people? What? What are you guys talking about? We're talking about aliens right now. Aliens with square faces and shit. And some old biddy from England being like, oh, I'd never seen it before. It was quite a ghast. I got the vapors. A little bit more 50s on that one. But you get the idea. We're talking about the good times. The 70s were nice, right? They had just decoupled the currency from gold, so things weren't that out of control. You know, we weren't even $1 trillion in debt. And now we're adding $1 trillion a year to the debt. A year. Took 200 years before we got to the first trillion. And now we're putting another trillion every single year on. And it's not like people are surprised about why we can't afford groceries and shit like that. I don't know, man. Does that list even matter? Or are they just waving it? You know, the Epstein files and the Epstein and all the... You think that shit even matters at this point? Or do you think you're just waving it in front of your face? Like, you're never going to get this. Ha, 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 ha. Have fun affording groceries. It's got to be something like that. It's got to be some sort of distraction. Because you know we're not going to get it. I know that. You know that. It's been like, what, 60 or 70 years since JFK got his head blown off in the middle of fucking Texas. And then we're still like, well, what happened? We don't know. Yeah. They can hide secrets pretty well. People are all like, oh, it's going to come out eventually. Will it? Will it? Will it? I don't know. The next few years are going to be interesting. They're going to be fun. There's the culmination of the COVID vaccine that's going to come around. And then AI is going to pop up. And I bet it's going to be telling a lot of secrets. A lot of people are going to be like, I didn't want that. I don't want people to know that. And, yeah. It might make the world burn. Good. I'm here for it. I want to see it. And so do you, don't you? Don't you want to see that? Aren't you excited? Right? Because it's mundane and it's boring here now, right? Oh, we're suffering. Oh, things are expensive. We work too hard. Everyone's a slave. Yeah, we get it. Boring. Yawn. I want to see this shit burn. I want to see it fucking just go up in smoke. And then afterwards, maybe we can actually start building like starships and like go to the moon or fucking Mars, or like, you know, figure out like a real very effective energy, not free energy, because that is probably not at all possible, but something probably pretty damn close. You know, uncover all the shit Nikola Tesla was working on that the FBI came in and fucking snatched out of his apartment when he died. All this shit. What's under the Vatican? I want to know all of it. I want to know all of it. I want to know everything. Right? Because I'm bored. I'm bored. Right? And if the risk of that is like there's an 80% chance that humanity will be wiped out, but there's a 20% chance that you'll learn literally everything that's been hidden from you and the rest of society for centuries, I'm rolling those fucking dice because I'm bored. Okay? Bored. You'll be like, John, don't you have kids? Don't you worry about them? Of course I do. Of course I do. I don't want them to live in a fucking boring society. So I'm rolling the dice for them. I'll be like, kids, you're in this with me. Fucking shooting dice. Of course. I'm looking forward to it.
Into static. Billy dashed to grab Blackie for protection, but found the dog cowering and whimpering in the hallway. The animal was so frightened it refused to...
Frightened. The animal was so frightened. Very thick accent.
To go outside, and instead bolted away in panic when forced out of the door. Desperate, Billy phoned a neighbour, farmhand Robert Morris, and then dialed 999 for the...
It's 911. You should have dialed 911. You got the wrong number.
Police. As the wail of the police car siren became audible approaching the farm, the silver spaceman vanished abruptly from the window.
Tejas says they'll figure it out. Yeah, they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. I mean, they will figure it out. It'll be better than it was. I mean, like, our parents were like, fuck them. Right? The boomers were like, fuck those kids. They will be rich, but fuck them. I think we're trying to do, obviously, what's better for our kids. And yeah, there is a huge risk. There is a huge risk associated with that. But either that or they live as slaves. So you really don't have a choice.
The police arrived to find the Coombs family in a state of shock and panic. Years later, one of the responding officers would recall that in all my 26 years of service, that was the most frightened family I have ever been to see.
Frightened.
By the next morning, tangible evidence of the...
Tejas says Neotropolis will return April 29th, May 3rd, 2026. Tickets on sale sometime in 2025. Where is it held? It's in the desert. But where? What desert?
Counter was found. Beneath the living room window, the Coombs and police discovered large footprints in the soil.
Large. I'm sorry, I'm just going to make fun of this guy's accent for a while. I know he's talking about aliens, but like 1950s comic book aliens. When these people describe aliens, I feel like it was like comic book aliens from 1940s, 1950s sci-fi comic books. That's a little suspect. It's a little suspicious to me. Take that as you will.
Huge impressions, much larger than a human foot. A rose bush in the flower bed below the window had been scorched and burned. The story quickly leaked to the press, despite the...
What did you send me? What did you send me here? He says, another piece of media you should be aware of. If it's more gay aliens, I'm going to be pissed. Before I even play this, is it gay aliens? Is it gay black aliens? Or any combination of that? It's in the Mojave? No, I'm not going there. I'm not going to the fucking Mojave. No, I'm not going to the Mojave. No, thank you. Have you ever been in the Mojave Desert? It will burn your skin off. What did you send me this way? I'm only getting one year out of it. Jameson says it's a dry heat. Shut up.
I'm Lieutenant Williams.
It's a dry heat, but like, have you ever been to Phoenix in the middle of summer? It don't matter if it's a dry heat. That shit'll kill you. It will kill you. Like, you step outside and it's like, it's not like a sauna. It's not at all like a sauna. It's like a blast furnace. It's not, you don't give a shit it's dry heat. Your shoes will melt to the pavement.
A police officer attached to the juvenile division. I'm on my way to Monroe Junior High School.
I know what this is. I know what this is. This is I know what this is.
To talk to a group of young people.
I know.
That looks innocent enough, doesn't it? Lots of young people hitchhike. Seems like a good way to get from one place to
beware the dangerous homosexual.
But sometimes there are dangers.
That's what this is, right? The psychopathic gay man lusts after young boys.
Involved that never meet the eye.
These are facts, though.
Let's take the case of Jimmy Barnes. Jimmy played baseball all afternoon.
Jimmy tight-ass Bonds.
And he didn't feel like walking home, so he decided to thumb a ride.
Jimmy the Throat Goat Bonds. Stop biting me. Jaw says they used to arrest the child molester and the child during this era. Damn. Well, don't be stupid, right? I mean, like, they used to arrest people for being stupid. So, yeah. Don't be fucking stupid.
He'd done it 100 times before, and he didn't.
Just get into a rando's car. Yeah, it was the 50s. You know, people were like, you know, you're probably not going to rape my mouth, right? Right? Right?
Think anything was unusual.
And they just looks at you like Anakin Skywalker. Right?
Usual when the driver struck up a friendly conversation. In fact, he seemed like a real nice guy. He asked Jimmy if he played baseball in the park often. Jimmy told him they practiced 3 times a week and played a rival group on Friday afternoon. The stranger was a good listener, too, and it only seemed minutes before they pulled up in front of Jimmy's house.
Jameson says, don't be fucking stupid is a lot to ask. These days, yeah, because they made a bunch of stupid people. People used to not be so stupid, but they didn't reproduce, and we had this kind of idiocracy thing happen where, like, some fucking swirling ghetto mom has like 11 kids because every kid she gets a check from the government. I wonder who's responsible for that. And, you know, it makes it harder and harder for actually intelligent people who actually plan their families and shit to reproduce. Also, the whole Planned Parenthood and, like, sacrificing your child to Moloch thing got real popular. And don't tell me that's not what it is.
When Jimmy got out, the stranger gave him a friendly pat. Then he told him he'd see him again, as he always drove by the park on his way home.
Mincing pedophile. Teo says the candy was free, the butt stuff cost extra. Yeah. Poor Drake Bell. Poor Drake Bell. He got butt fucked. He got butt fucked good. Yep. Well, Don't be stupid. You're being stupid. That was stupid. You were being stupid, and then you got butt fucked. So. You can't. I mean, you have sympathy for him, right? But like,
Sure enough, the following.
Oh, it's okay. I'm gonna hang out at this Hollywood producer's house. I'm sure nothing terrible will happen. Well, that's stupid. that's fucking stupid. That's like the same thing that happened to fucking Ellen Page, right? She did something stupid. And now she's like, I'm just going to make myself into a guy so that doesn't happen again. Okay. Okay. You can't help yourself. Can't you just got to keep you don't want to like go to therapy or I don't know, maybe hit the bottle real hard or something? You're going to go turn yourself into a guy? That's not you can't come back from that. Okay. All right. Whatever. I mean, at least she didn't go the Megan Fox route where she sacrificed her kids to the devil. And like, she was like, I'm going to make you all trans. Every single one of you. Because I like nice purses. And I like to drive a Maybach. Oh, and I'm going to be 40 years old. But somehow, not look it. Probably some sort of blood ritual. Something's going on in Hollywood. I know that's a stupid thing to say and act like it's fucking a hot take. But like something bigger than just a bunch of pedophiles. You know? Something unholy. And when I say unholy, I mean the literal devil is involved. Maybe you don't believe in shit like that. That's fine. I think he kind of has to be involved. Like, with black magic and shit. It just seems like the most reasonable thing to me. Right? Sure, there's a bunch of pedophiles in Hollywood. That's the old news, right? I'm talking about, like, witchcraft. Real ass witchcraft. Like legit Satan is there and like pulling the strings from an alternate dimension or whatever. Believe what you want, right? But a lot of people said there's no way Hollywood is filled with pedophiles. Get a load of Mr. Conspiracy over here. Hoosteen? What? You mean that nice old man? That has all the plants in his office?
Day when Jimmy finished playing ball, well, the man was there waiting.
Uh-oh, the same guy's back. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. Red flag. Red flag. Chaos says, sounds like John is balls deep in that dark magic. Hey, that shit's real, man. Call me crazy. You won't be the first. You won't be the first person to call me crazy. Not by a long shot. But that shit is real. The devil's real. God is real. That shit is all real. I didn't used to think so. I used to be like, oh, no. Science. Nope, that shit's real. 100% that shit is real.
They stopped at a drive-in and the stranger treated him to a Coke. During their conversation, he told several off-color jokes, but Jimmy had heard others before.
You might be like, there's no way people are doing like child sacrifice and it's working. It is.
Well, it made him feel big to so easily win the confidence of an older person.
Jameson says, what kind of Nick vape is that, John? Also, is it a salt Nick or regular juice? This is DMT. What's a salt Nick? No, it's this stuff. Raz. Pod juice, Jolly Green Apple. Yep. It's Urban Tail Lost Mary. It's just like a refillable pod, and I actually need to refill it right now. That's my burps. I got a lot of them. Got a lot of weird ideas too. I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up and then go on about my conspiracy theories. And no one will ever think I'm crazy. No. No one will ever. I'm like a fucking millennial Del Gribble. Right? I'm just here fucking chiefing nicotine and telling you about aliens and fucking witchcraft. It's my calling.
The following Saturday, they went fishing together. By now, they were using first names. Ralph said it was more friendly. Jimmy hadn't enjoyed himself so much.
Don't eat the food he's giving you, Jimmy. Don't. Jimmy Power Bottom Hobbs, don't eat the food he's giving you.
In a long time. Then during lunch.
Don't be a gribble. His kids aren't his. Okay, well, my kids are definitely mine. But yeah, there's no John Redcorn. There's no gay Indian fucking popping around my house. If there was, I'd shoot him. I'd shoot him too. I'd be like, get out of here, Tonto.
Ralph showed him some pornographic pictures. Jimmy knew he shouldn't be
interested. Yeah, it's a GHB sandwich. A GHB sub. A hero. Or a, some sort of wrap.
But, well, he was curious. What Jimmy didn't know was that Ralph was sick. A sickness
based
that was not visible like smallpox, but no less dangerous and contagious. A sick
tuberculosis, monkeypox,
of the mind. You see, Ralph was a homosexual.
Ha 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 ha. I love Gay Month. We're just having a classic Sulk Stream gay bash.
A person who demands an intimate relationship with members of their own sex.
Tejas says John's his own gay Indian. A gay Indian in a cupboard. Got him.
But by now, Jimmy felt a fondness for Ralph, and they continued to go places together. Ralph was generous and took Jimmy many interesting places and did many nice things for him.
And no warning bells went off. God, what were the 50s like? What were the 50s like? Where nothing goes off in your head. Where like, this is suspect. This is suspicious. There's nothing. What kind of society is that? That is a high trust society, right? That's like, I don't lock up my bike, kind of society. That's everything's cool and groovy. This seems nice. It honestly does, right? Just some friendly older guy comes out and takes you to the malt shop for a burger. Yeah, you're okay. Nothing weird about that, right? He takes me miniature golfing. He just has a lot of fatherly advice and stuff like that and pats my thigh really a lot. But nothing suspect about that. No red flags going off. What kind of weird fucking You don't know how jaded you are until you see shit like this, where they actually had to have an educational film to be like, there's actually dudes that plow each other's asses out there, right? And then a teenager is like, hold on, you're not making any sense. What? Wait. No. What? No, he's just a friendly guy. that like wants to know what my inseam is and takes me out to like nice places and like touches me. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my God. Jimmy the fucking dunce Hobbs. I don't believe this. I don't believe that a teenage male would be this stupid, this naive. But I want to think it's true. I want there to, because this is actual Disneyland. This is actual Main Street. It was just everywhere. And then homosexuals were just an imaginary thing like unicorns, right? And you didn't have to like worry about them coming around and fucking pegging you. What a world.
He bought presents and even gave him money. But payments were expected in return. You see, Jimmy hadn't recognized Ralph's approach soon enough. When Ralph first asked Jimmy to go fishing alone, he should have discussed it with his parents or teacher.
Not his teacher, not his teacher, not his teacher, not his teacher. Not his parents, sure, not his teacher. His teacher is probably gayer than this guy. Not his teacher, because male teachers are always pedophiles. I'm not saying the female teachers aren't, but the male teachers are always pedophiles. Can we just agree on that? A male public school teacher is a pedophile 100% of the time. Okay? Can we just all agree on this? There are no exceptions. There has never been an exception. What kind of male spends his days teaching young kids, unless he's a complete retard, like a loser, right? Getting paid very little. It's just something's up. Something is up. You know, a girl going and being a teacher, sure, fine. A man, a full-grown adult man, that is like, are you disabled somehow? Are you retired? And like you do this as your, no, you're just a mincing pedophile, aren't you? You're just a fucking mincing pedophile. Aren't you? Yeah. Yep. 100%. Yeah, you don't even have to deny it, right? And I won't even confront you about it. You know, I'll just be like, and I'll leave. I'll leave. And you'll know. You'll know. Because it's probably an interaction you've had with a lot of fathers in your day. Right? They take one look at you and they're like, I'm going to go. Because you are a violent pedophile.
Finally, Jimmy told his parents. And they
Tejas says the money was already spent and now Jimmy had to pay up. Oh, it's okay, Jimmy, if you don't have the money. I'll take you something a little bit more personal. It was then Jimmy knew he was in trouble.
Reported it to the juvenile authorities. Ralph was arrested, and Jimmy was released on probation in the custody of his parents.
Jimmy got in trouble. Jimmy got for being stupid. For being stupid, because you know he's going to tell the other gay guys. And now you're just going to get into any random car, and it's going to be another mustachioed stranger. And you're going to be like, well, it can't happen twice. I mean, what kind of world do we live in? Stupid Jimmy. Jimmy died. You know that. He didn't make it to adulthood. He died. He got cut up, and he was in the trunk of a car on its way to Mexico.
But all homosexuals are not passive. Some resort to violence.
Tejas says probation for gay shit. Yeah. Yep. Good. Based, honestly. It was a better society.
This is in the case of Mike Merritt.
For being gay. You get probation. If you do it twice, you're going to jail.
In the heat of competition, no one noticed them.
Jameson said, I'm not going to lie, literally got struck on 3 separate occasions on the same football field. Finally got the hint. Struck? What is that? What do you mean?
The man who sat and
Sorry,
watched.
I don't understand.
And when the game broke up and the others left, Mike decided to stay and practice a little longer.
What happened to Mike? Mike got his ass plowed.
The stranger joined him. He was friendly and, well, it was better than playing alone. But after a few shots, Mike realized he had already overstayed his time and suggested he better leave. The stranger told him if he'd like to stay longer, he'd be glad to drive him home when they finished. Sounded great to Mike. Chance to play longer and get a ride home, too.
Hey, I'm wearing a suit. Do you guys want to shoot some hoops? He's wearing a suit. God, fucking Mike's an idiot, too. What? Were they just farming idiots back then? Just like, what? An adult man wearing a suit. He's all like, I'll shoot some hoops with you and then you can hop in my car. And everyone's... I already went over this. I already went over, like, the society was too trusting. Maybe there was something in the ice cream. Was the ice cream too good? Was the ice cream just so much better than it is now? Did the FDA have to, like, tone down the level of awesomeness the ice cream had because it was so easy for pedophiles to pick up children with it? Is that what was happening? Like, the ice cream was so fucking addictive that they were like, we need to change the recipe for ice cream because it's fucking, it's just luring little kids into cars. Is that what happened? Because I feel like a 7-year-old would be a little bit more wary. Like a modern day, my 4-year-old would have a better head on his shoulders than stupid asshole Mike. Or does the job for $20 Hobbs. You know, $20 was a lot back then, though. So I kind of get it. 20 bucks. 20 bucks, dude. That's like a house payment, you know? That's a down payment on one of these houses behind him.
When they finished, the stranger told him he'd make a fine player someday if he
That's
got...
not even like that far off because like $20 was like an ounce of gold, right? Which is like $3,500 right now. So it's a house payment. It's not a down payment, but it is definitely a very nice house payment.
Got lots of practice. The companionship, the praise.
$20. I mean, you get $20 a shot. You're going to retire early, Mike. I'm not telling you to do anything that you're not comfortable with, okay? Just close your eyes and think of the money. Think of that sweet ice cream, right? That sweet, sweet, illegal now ice cream.
The friendly attitude dispelled any misgivings Mike might have had about going...
Jameson says, Sears Roebuck Housing, build it yourself, $3,500. There you fucking go. $20. You take a shot in the mouth for $20 and you have a house? Ooh, it's tempting. It's like, you know, what's the mid-range house? 400 G's today? You know, a lot of people, you know, I'm not saying, you know, how much pride do you have? Jesus.
Going with a stranger. He probably never realized...
Well, geez, Mikey, how'd you afford this house? This is really nice. Willikers. I don't want to talk about it.
until too late that he was riding in the shadow of death. But sometimes...
Yeah, wow, Mikey, for a 15-year-old, you really do drink a lot. Mikey's fucked up.
Time that evening, Mike Merrick traded his life for a newspaper headline.
Jameson says, I wouldn't say tempting, but you do you, bro. You know, some of us have... You got to play the cards you're dealt. You know? Mikey had that mouth game, so.
As Denny and Jerry got the papers ready for...
Arden Shara says, support John's post-molestation therapy sessions here at Ko-Fi. Yes. If you could donate my Ko-Fi, I won't have to take a shot in the mouth for a house. So I would appreciate that. And then it'll help my, my delirium tremens and stuff. And my PTSD. And, you just got to make ends meet,
for Jerry's afternoon delivery. They only casually noticed the two
and buy a shirt.
boys that raced by in the afternoon
For other non-gay reasons.
in traffic. And they didn't pay much attention to the car that drew up shortly afterwards until the man called them over. Had two boys been by on bicycles? The boys nodded they had. Could they recognize them if they saw them again? Well, then he guessed he could. Then hop in, the man said, those are stolen bikes. Without giving it another thought, Denny got in and the car sped away.
So one time I was on my bike, and this was me as a full-grown adult. And this was like a couple months back. And some old lady, she pulled up and she was all like, help me, I can't find I have to get a prescription filled and I can't find the CVS. And I'm like, it's just down that way. And she's all like, are you doing anything? Can you help me? Can you help me find it? And I'm like, no, I don't know you. And yeah, you're an old lady and you seem like you're in need right now, but I don't fucking know you. And yeah, I could easily beat the hell out of you. I don't know you. I have kids. And I don't want to get into a random car with some old lady who says she needs to get her prescription filled and then get a fucking gun pulled on me. I'm sorry. You know what? This is the society that you guys built. Let's be honest. I know you're like 90 years old, but it was pretty much your fault that I'm not going to help you now. You could have changed this. You could have, like, there's a lot of things you could have done differently. And then maybe I would have gotten in the car with you. But those times have passed, right? We don't live in that society anymore. So you're going to have to shake your way down on the road. And I did feel bad for maybe a second. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm not retarded. And chances are she's dead now. So, I'm not. Another W for the John. Woo! Ha ha! Suck it, old bitch. But I do hope she's okay.
Jerry watched. He'd been told many times, if a friend got in a car with a stranger, to write down the license number.
Hey, Frozen.
It didn't seem to apply, but...
I was just telling people how I was probably responsible for an elderly lady's death. So, typical Sulk string.
Well, fortunately, he marked it down.
And we're watching Dangerous Homosexuals. It's some sort of Travel Channel show, I think. Yeah. Most Haunted Gays.
When he delivered a paper to Denny's house, he asked his mother if they'd caught the boys that had stolen the bicycles. Denny hadn't returned, so he told her the story and gave her the paper.
He's dead. He's on a milk carton now. He did the whole Johnny Gosh thing. Do you guys know the Johnny Gosh story of what happened to Johnny Gosh? He was a paper boy, and he got abducted on his route one night, and he disappeared for years. And then one night, about 10 years later, he shows up at his parents' house, and he tells them that he got abducted into a sex ring with some very powerful people involved, and he couldn't say very much about it, but he just wanted to let them know that he was okay, and he's living very far away now. And then he disappeared into the night. He ate a sandwich, and then he disappeared into the night, never to be seen again. Never to be seen again. Very strange. It's a very strange story. He said he was getting ass fucked by rich and powerful people. And he was like, I have to go because if they're going to come looking for me and they're going to look here. And so he had to go, and he stayed for maybe several hours. And then he left and disappeared into the night, and they never saw him again. Years after he had been abducted. He was an adult. He was abducted when he was like 14. Came back when he was like 22. And he was like, they still control my life. I am a slave and I have to run. Right? And he was obviously in a very bad way. And there's an entire documentary on it. We've actually watched it before. It is dark. It is dark.
With the license number.
She might be wearing a skin suit. James says her face looks like she's wearing a skin suit. I don't know what kind of they live thing they had going on back there. This seems so foreign to me. Obviously, because I live in the modern era and it sucks here. But it seems nice here. But these might all be aliens or some sort of simulation meant to like confuse our minds, right? Like the Mandela effect. You know.
Being a careful parent, she decided to call the police. Jerry supplied the necessary information, and the stranger...
Background noise says, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Are you fucking serious, bro? Did you say that regarding the Johnny Gosh thing? Where he's getting ass fucked to death? What the fuck? What the fuck? Or are you saying it is something completely different? I don't know. It just seems like an inappropriate quote for the time. But I'll give it to you. It was funny. That's funny.
His car was quickly spotted. It was a good example of how
You guys are
important...
fucking awful. You guys are fucking terrible. I don't know why. Do I attract this kind of person? Do I attract these kind of people? Right? With my weird unhinged theories and my loose-brained rants? No, it can't be. It can't be me. It's not me. It's you guys. It's you guys. Yeah, I'm sure of that. It's not me. It's you guys.
Important it is to always get the license number and description of any stranger who takes a young person off alone, no matter what they tell you.
Hey, monkey. Did you just get here, monkey? No, you've been here.
Public restrooms can often be a hangout for the homosexual. Bobby and his friends...
Goat Herder says, we are here for the kiddies, John. She keeps biting me. Hey. She's hanging out on my tower right now. It's warm there, huh? It's like, shut up.
Hadn't noticed the man who had been in the restroom when they changed, and as it was late, he suggested they take the shortcut under the pier, but the others preferred to take the more traveled way home.
Oh, never go under the pier. That's where homeless people have sex with each other. And homosexuals. Everyone was wearing a suit back then. I really appreciate that. Our society has gotten too casual. No one wears suits anymore. Everyone's like, oh, we're casual. Everything's casual. Either that or gym clothes. Why is everyone wearing gym clothes around? Are you at the gym? You have to, you know... I don't wear fucking suits, so what am I going to do? If I wore a suit around, would you guys appreciate that? Instead of like this entire black shirt thing I got going on? Do I wear suits more often? Or would I seem like a dangerous homosexual? I try to do like a dangerous trying to do an accent. Like the transatlantic broadcaster. Would you guys appreciate that or not? God damn it. Fuck. Sorry. Sorry. Jameson says, you are too casual, John. I wear a blazer everywhere. See, there we go. Sorry. I'll see what I can do. I'll go to the men's warehouse. He said I'll like the way I look. He guaranteed it. Monkey says, Dapper is awesome. I'd do it if I could afford it. I could wear a suit from now on. Would you guys like that? Would you like me to wear a suit on the stream from now on? I could do that, and I wouldn't even be opposed to it. Because I kind of feel like, I like wearing the same thing over and over. I mean, these are different shirts, but I do like the same black shirt. I don't know if I could change it now, though, because I feel like a lot of people with autism out there would be very uncomfortable. But maybe I could just start it, if it was a 3-piece suit, I could start 1 piece at a time. Ease them into it, Like when you ask your girl to do anal, and then you just start like a little bit at a time. I don't know why I chose that analogy. I could have done any other analogy, and it would have been much more appropriate. But no, I decided to use anal.
When Bobby recognized the stranger as the man in the
God,
restroom,
what is wrong with me? You know why? It's because we're watching these dangerous homosexuals, and that's connections.
Shortcut under the pier didn't seem like a good idea.
Jason says, "Dude."
At all.
But Monkey says, "Just the tip." just the tip. It's just the tip. Like there's not like a fucking bunch of inches after that.
After all, it's more fun to stay with your friends anyway.
Oh my God.
Bobby had made a wise decision. It may have saved his...
Hanging out with Royce too much? No, I'm not. I don't know. I hang out. There's a distance between us. This is a camera. We're not actually in the same room.
Fine.
Thank God. I don't want to smell that Cuban every day.
The decision is always yours, and your whole future may depend on making the right one.
Teo says, I don't know about a suit, maybe a fancy butler outfit with like the long tails on it. I don't know where I could find that. I don't know where I could find one of those.
No matter where you
meet
meet
a special order.
A stranger, be careful if they are too friendly, if they try to win your confidence too quickly, and if they become overly personal. One never knows when the homosexual is about.
You never know when the homosexual is about. But the smell is that's the dead giveaway. The smell. The same thing with a trans woman, right? You never know, except for the big square jaw and the smell of poop in the air.
He may appear normal, and it may be too late when you discover he is mentally ill. So keep with your group, and don't go off alone with strangers unless you have the permission of your parent or teacher.
Not a teacher. Not the 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 teacher. Despite says black suit and tie, cigarette, and just a lamp. That's actually a good look. That's a good look. What did you send me, Tejas? What did you send me? Oh my God. Okay. Well, at least it's better than the furry costume you guys wanted me to wear. That ain't bad. Hold on. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. I can't like layer it so I'm like in front. Hold on. Maybe I can. No, I'm not that technical. I think I would look good in it. It's a little fruity. It's a little fruity. It's not. It's only $56. Shit, I might take it just for that. Hey though. Hey. I could be a little bit of a vampire. This would be better. This would be better. Medieval tuxedo. Medieval. That would be better. I would wear that. This is a little gay. This is a little fruity, right? This screams masculinity. Just, screams it. Screams that I am here for the ladies. Hold on.
3 guys with...
Nope.
Consciousness is all possibility.
Not you, David Icke, either. Okay. Back here. We got 7 minutes into this, and the show is almost over.
Coombs's reluctance for publicity.
7 minutes. We got 7 minutes in.
Newspapers ran the sensational account of the 7-foot spaceman at the farmhouse window. The Western Mail and Western Telegraph.
We got all caught up talking about gays and stuff. Like, why do you guys insist upon that? I can't read you. I don't understand why you guys are so into it. Right? Like Jimmy the throat goat, butt slut kind of thing, Hobbs, you know, who died mysteriously, or didn't die, he just disappeared, right? And now he's in a million pieces in the Bay, allegedly. You guys are just into it.
Reported on it, as did London tabloids in tongue-in-cheek fashion, of course.
Fat Girl says, aliens pro buttholes, gays pro buttholes. We're on topic. We're tracking. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Carol.
One neighbour's similar sighting of a
Knob says, fuck you, Knob. You came at 9:48. He says, I'm here. You can restart the show. Bahama John. Fuck you. Fuck you, dude. You came way too late. We had a great conversation about gay stuff. And who pinned your comment? Who did that? Who undid that?
Jelly mould-shaped UFO on her property was recounted alongside the Coombs story. This was Mrs. Julia Morrison, the neighbour who described seeing a domed object 15 feet high and 50 feet across, hovering in her garden for 10 minutes before...
Pamonkey says it screams Alucard the gay vampire. What, this? This right here? No, that's masculine. That's good. That's good. That's not gay. That shit ain't gay. That's like the furthest thing from gay. Let's see. Double XL. Oh, white. Or black. I think I would... Blue? No, blue's too fruity. Black. Yeah. Oh. A delightful blouse to go with it. You guys think I would look good in a blouse? I already have one.
Silently ascending and flying away. Julia, notably a university graduate with double honours, insisted that she was not imagining things. Just days before the window incident, a striking event occurred across the bay. A Mrs. Rosa Granville, owner of the Havenfort Hotel, about 6 miles from Ripperston.
I think England is just so boring that they have to make up shit about like things being haunted, because it's just fucking boring there. And they like talk about aliens because it's just fucking boring. Or maybe England's something special. They do have crop circles there, and crop circles are real. You guys, crop circles are a real phenomenon. They really happen. For some reason, they are real. People do not make them. They are, well, maybe people make them, but not with like a stick and a rope. And they've been happening for centuries. Crop circles are real. They are a real phenomenon. They still happen. No one has any idea why. No one, some of them are fake. Don't get me wrong. Some of them are fake. A lot of them, like the majority of them, are not fake. What are they? The fuck if I know. I have no idea. I don't even want to guess. Aliens? Sure. Ghosts? Why not? I don't, you know, it might as well be like an, I don't know, man. But they are real. They really happen. It is some sort of phenomenon that happens in England, most of all. But it does happen in other places. But fuck if I know. They just happen. They are real, though. If you look into it, you might think that they're not real. Look into it. Do a deep dive on it. Them shits are real. I'm not saying they're anything mystical or magical. I have no idea why they happen or where they come from. But them shits are real. I didn't used to think so. I used to think it's just a bunch of dickheads out in a field having a good time. Nope. Them shits are real, dude. Whatever happens, it's not a bunch of drunks in a field pushing down wheat. Something happens. Something happens. Something happens. No idea at all what it is. No fucking clue. Not even a whisper of an idea. Which is weird. Because usually I'll think of something. Like, oh, it's geomagnetic forces influencing the wheat to act in a certain... Nope. I have no fucking clue. Not even a small clue about why those things are real. But they are real. And that pisses me off. That makes me mad. Because what the fuck? What? Just intricate designs in people's fields appear out of nowhere. And again, I would have been perfectly happy if it was just fraudsters or jokesters and they were like, ha ha ha, we got you again. No. Some of them, yeah. Most of them, no. Most of them are real. And they just kind of happen. I don't know. That makes me angry, though. It makes me angry that I have absolutely no clue how anything could do that. Even if it was aliens. Like, if it was aliens, I'd be like, okay, aliens using what? Some sort of ray gun? What would be the physics behind that? Huh? Again, no fucking clue.
Awoke in the early hours to a strange, buzzing sound. Looking out, she was astonished to see a huge...
Big B Trucker says, I know what it is, but I ain't telling. Tell me. Tell me. Please. Enlighten me. Shoot a shot, dude. I am open ears because I have no clue what they could possibly be. Right? They just kind of manifest. They are real, though. They are real. They are unique. They are perfect. And they just appear. With nobody around and nobody doing anything as far as I can see. Tell me what they are.
Saucer-shaped thing with a dome on top, sitting in a field behind her hotel, emitting multicolored lights.
Despite says, I can astral project and create crop circles. You know what? That might as well be the answer. And that might as well, I'm not saying, astral projection really might be a real thing. But, like, that's a good enough, it could be. It could be fucking despite going out there. And, like, going back in time and doing it. That's a better guess than I have. Seriously, it's a better guess than I have.
She claimed intense heat emanated from the object, so much that her...
Knob said it. Crop dust in the grocery store. What? Don't fart in the grocery store. That's rude. People eat out of there. Don't go down the fucking produce aisle and farting on people's broccoli. That's impolite. That's impolite.
Face felt bound, even more unsettling. Two tall humanoid.
That's how you know it's fresh, when the broccoli smells like fart. Yep.
Figures emerged out of these flames around the glowing saucer, she said. They appeared to be faceless.
Knobstog says most logical option is most likely answer, bored farmers with time on their hands. No, that is not it. I promise you, that is not it. Look into it, Knob. Look into it. That is not it. And trust me, I'm as skeptical as they come. I really am. I really, but like, crop circles are a real phenomenon. How they exist, how they happen, I have no clue. It is not farmers. It is not people. It is something that happens. It is not bored farmers. They are not hoaxes. I promise you, they are real. I don't know how. I have no fucking clue how. Not even in the least bit. You might as well say aliens, or you might say despite is astral projecting patterns into an English field. It makes the same amount of sense to me, right? It just makes the same, but they are real and they are not hoaxes.
Just black spaces where faces should be, and they wore whitish boy.
Jameson said we literally make one every late summer, John. Yeah, you can make one. You can make them. Some of them are fake. Don't get me wrong. Some of them are fake. Yes. You can make them. They're not hard to make. Some of them are impossible for humans to make. I swear to God, look into it. You can make them, and some of them are hoaxes. I will admit that. Yeah. Not all of them. Some of them are legit. Fucking look into it. Just look into it, bro.
Boiler suit outfits. The being spent...
Knobsucks says it's literally a pole and feet. It's not hard to do. I know, fuckhead. I understand that. Look, I'm saying it is not that, dude. Look in... Whatever. Fuck you guys. I can't even fucking... You guys are getting on my fucking nerves. Whatever. That shit is real. That shit is real. And I wish it wasn't real. Because I'd just be like, oh yeah, it's just a bunch of dickheads in a field. No, it is not that. It's not that. It's not that. It is not that. Trust me. Look into it. Look into it. Them shits are real. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me on tonight's episode of the Sulk Stream. I am your host, the Incredible Sulk, and I hope you guys had a fantastic time with me, journeying through the weird world that we live in, I assume. We might not. We might just conjure this up, and if we do, then I would appreciate you stop making crop circles, because they're blowing my fucking mind. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope you guys have a great evening. Stay safe, stay strong, stay handsome. Make me proud as a cult leader, you know. Make me proud as a cult leader, and yeah. I'll be back here tomorrow night, and we're going to be doing a 3-hour stream. We're going to be doing a big boy 3-hour stream, so we'll see what happens tomorrow night. Until then, get some sleep, drink a lot of water, and take care of yourselves, because I care about you too. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Love you. Good night.
I'm an incredible soul, unhinged and enraged like a bulldog's fierce growl. I'm spitting fire, burning through these trees, questioning the world, unraveling conspiracies. Talking about Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster 2, government lies, they're feeding me their goo. I'm
hit the like button, please,
this rabbit hole,
if you wouldn't mind.
uncovering the truth. To their control. I got small nipples, but my voice is loud, roaring like thunder in this crazy crowd. They say I'm crazy, but I call it woke. Unraveling the madness with every word I spoke.